enormously. There to be an abbey, or a bishop, or an archbishop.
This little village. Very nice paintings. It's by Caravaggio. Looks like The Last Supper. The whole place has been left with all its flowers after Easter. Look at the old building in the middle of the town. An old wall, very old building. Another church over the other side. Look across, you can see the other church.
Might have remembered the poor New Zealand man and Australian, I beg your pardon, no, well, it doesn't matter, does it? Who fell into the pool and got disqualified. Well,
this is the hotel we've just arrived at, which is rather beautiful. Nicely set up with a lounge, bedroom, and a spare bedroom up there. Big porch. Very posh. Fabulous bathroom, one of the best, with a proper shower. Some of the showers have been a bit odd. This is the entrance to our place. And it's all very charming. Look at the fireplace for a barbecue. Old-fashioned cart. This place has got a charm of its own. I've never seen anything like it before, and the bedrooms are superb. An old olive press, and a more ancient olive press. Inside the reception area. Yeah, incredible.
why is it so necessary to get down? I see the blue.
Yeah, here she goes again. She didn't quite get the right shot, so. This is the spring water for around here, and it's as clear as crystal, and it obviously comes from over there. We decided to come up to this little town, and the whole lot of us in the bus came up in this little tractor. A lot of fun. What's his real name? We came up to a museum which has been set up as a typical ancient ancient Sardinian village with all the artifacts and clothing, etc., which was very interesting. That's all I could record because I wasn't allowed to film inside. Jewellery, masks, musical instruments, and the dowry box. Let's just shuffle around the sort of things that are on sale in Sardinia. Incredible shop. This is the second floor. Lots of rugs.
Yes, I do. I love it, but I wouldn't buy it.
No, neither would I.
In the market in this town, clothing, all sorts. Plants. Typical marketplace, full of junk. The clothing. This is the big, village or town. Quite impressive. That must be the tax collectors, we think. I'm not sure. On the way back to the bus, and there's its murals. Talk about them. A lot of these are telling political stories. These are mostly protesting messages, really, or making some political statement. It's an old one. Not quite sure what it's all about. Looks like the Americans setting them free. In the kitchen. This is where the meat is all being cooked. There's our meat, pork. Dining room, not ours. All the old utensils that they've used over the many, many years, which are not used now, of course, are museum pieces. And this is our dining room with all our people in it. Lovely artwork around here. This place is full of art. We've been here since 1981. This is a traditional Sardinian wedding cake in almonds. We're at this little port, as you can see there, and we're going over to Corsica by ferry. And this is the ferry boat. It's only a short trip across the strait, so we're going aboard this soon. It's called the Moby Line. It's a small harbour. Lots of sailing boats and fishing boats down further on my right. So looking down towards the end of the little village, lots of yachts, lots of colourful houses. It's the sort of place where people come for holidays in this town. Well, we're just approaching Corsica. We just happened to come into the harbour, and there's a narrow gap between us and the rocks on the other side.
The street frontage. And it was an old wooden fence, and we've taken it out and put a new fence.
That's how close we are.
They're supposed to have
On both sides. I'm not quite sure what's up front. We came in from there. We're going to, this is the port. What a very small entrance, deep. It's quite a surprise. See how close he is. We're turning around in the middle of this very small area. It's like a huge fort. There we are. This is the name of this Moby Line, and there's a whale on the front.
Do you reckon those houses are old or new?
Relatively new, I'd say. On the first here, we climbed up from the harbour, and this is looking down on the town. That's where we came from.
All the things hanging. No, I didn't see it.
Going through a very narrow tunnel.
Well, that means our grizzle gets
It's a tunnel we came through. This is Bonifacio Harbour, looking from the air obviously, and we came in the entrance there, up the harbour. You can see where the ships come in down there, all the way up. And we've come way up to the top of the hill to our hotel, which is like living up in the sky. And that's our hotel, right on the cliff. Got it. Now we're at the entrance to this port. This is where our boat came in. And we're walking around the ramparts of the fort. Look at it. We're just in time to get the boat going out. Well, we've just taken a walk around the battlements of this place because it's obviously a fort, and these are all the tombs that have been built, lots and lots of them for families in the area, and apparently this particular hotel of ours was an army barracks, apparently, from way back. When it was converted, we're not sure. So we're Bonifacio, we're walking down for a morning walk, and that's this. And we go down into the town. They're very hot on. These are the steep stairs leading upwards. Later on they had ladders, the stairs. It's the way to get things up. There's the crane up there. You know, the bod's going to receive it. There she goes. All sorts of shouting and carrying on here.
You used to go up. Sometimes it's just a basket of bread. Yes, it's true.
This is the main church in this town of Bonifacio. Very old, and it is something I haven't seen before. This is the back of that church, about 13th, 14th century.
When we were in Palermo, the Charles V gate, the beautiful gate close to the royal palace, that's where Charles V entered after the campaign in Tunisia. Well, after being in Palermo, from Palermo he went to Sardinia and then finally Corsica, and that's where he stayed in Corsica. But on the other side, another famous emperor would stay here, but at the time he was not emperor yet. It was 1721, and it was Napoleon. Napoleon, who was Corsican anyway. He was born in Ajaccio, so not really that far from here. We will pass by Ajaccio today. And after one of his campaign, he arrived here and basically he slept in this house. This is what Charles V.
We come into a drawbridge type gate entrance. The other side through that fort, that gate that's behind me, looking down onto the marina area. The top of this town is fascinating. Look at the meats hanging in this. This guy is stopped to deliver, and all the traffic behind is waiting.
You see, all the houses are made of this kind of grey stones, which give the city kind of sad aspect, but it's all typically French with those short. This was
typical Corsican houses. Way up in the mountains we are. The Port of Ajaccio.
As you can see, it's nowadays it's a very modern city. You know, the coast along the port is the area which was basically built after the 1700s. Well, when we say Ajaccio, we say Napoleon, because this was the place where Napoleon was born. It's even the toilets here are called Napoleons. So, if you need to freshen up, you can something. He left Corsica, he fight in France, he started his campaign, he became general, and of course everybody knows the history of this great man, but unfortunately things started to change at a certain moment.
We're right down in the centre of the city, and look at all the boats. There's only about 58,000 people live in this huge city, but there's only about 250,000 live in Corsica. Look at them all. Look at all the hills that we're up in. Beaches. The hills just rise up from the water and are enormous.
That's why I don't want to.
Another lovely beach.
In the half of the 17th century,
it's called.
Orthodox, there are the Greek Byzantine icons. So it's all. We've seen the white cliffs of Bonifacio this morning, and now the beautiful red granite rocks of Piana. This is the village, very pretty. The church, the main church in the middle. Can have some time tomorrow to see it, but also in the afternoon, when you're back with.
This is the view from our hotel in Piana. See, swimming pool. Like being way up above in an aeroplane. It's a beautiful spot. Particularly with these beautiful red rocks. And that's the hill above the hotel. We're walking around the little tiny town of Piana, spelt with an A on the end, where we're staying just up the hill. And this is looking between the houses to the hills in the distance. And here it's 9:30 in the morning. Listen to all the French ladies.
Je trouve quand c'est ça nous oui, dans le c'est super. Moi, prendre le bateau, on va aller voir la Scandola, tu sais, la réserve naturelle sauvage, donc de mer, quoi. Voilà. Et c'est super, super, super. Oh ouais, on se régale, on se régale. Voilà, bon. Et oui, alors, comment ça s'est passé? Attends, je te passerai Paul après. Hein. Qu'est-ce qu'il a raconté, mon
Yes, we have David Attenborough.
There's some horses lying down, which is unusual. There's some other big buildings around the place. Piana. Very quaint little place. And our hotel is up the hill here. This gives a better impression of the Corsican style of housing in Piana. Getting back to our restaurant, the Capo Rosso. We're going on a very narrow road around the rocks.
Look at the rocks here, really.
Se soignant qui mezzo.
over there.
Just hang on, Tim, just hang on.
Well, I've done this bit, so I'm all right here. It's all the rest 5 hours.
This is where the whole bus got.
It was busy. Oh, look, oh, boy. Here's the place to have coffee.
We ought to get a grip of this group photograph. We're getting desperate now.
Yes.
Oh, but we're missing three this morning. You can't.
Oh, yeah, we're missing 3, so we've had it again. Oh, dear.
Yeah. Look at all the hills that we're up in. For beaches. The hills just rise up from the water and are enormous.
That's why I don't want
Surface out there, but, yep. Seemingly doing nothing.
Another lovely beach.
In the half of the 17th
Gazé
century,
it's called.
Orthodox, there are the Greek Byzantine icons. So it's all.
The
We've
Bay of
seen the
Piana.
white cliffs of Bonifacio this morning, and now the beautiful red granite rocks of Piana. This is the village, very pretty. The church, the main church in the middle. Going to can have some time tomorrow to see it, but also in the afternoon, when you're back with.
This is the view from our hotel in Piana.
How cold was the water?
See, swimming pool. like being way up above in an aeroplane. It's a beautiful spot. Particularly with these beautiful red rocks. And that's the hill above the hotel. We're walking around the little tiny town of Piana, spelt with an A on the end, where we're staying just up the hill. And this is looking between the houses to the hills in the distance. And here it's 9:30 in the morning. Listen to all the French ladies.
Non, moi c'est le premier jour. Je trouve que c'est ça nous a dérangé, c'est super. On va prendre le bateau, on va aller voir la stande, là, tu sais, la réserve naturelle sauvage, donc de mer, quoi. Voilà. Et c'est super, super, super. Ouais, on se régale, on se régale. Voilà, bon. Et oui, alors, comment ça s'est passé? Quand je te passerai Paul après. Qu'est-ce qu'il a raconté, mon frère?
Yes, we have David Attenborough.
There's some horses lying down, which is unusual. There's some other big buildings around the place. Piana. Very quaint little place. And our hotel is up the hill here. This gives a better impression of the Corsican style of housing in Piana. Getting back to our restaurant, the Capo Rosso. We're going on a very narrow road around the rocks.
Look at the rocks here, really. Yeah, no, what's one of his hands?
That's what I did.
Se soignant qui in mezzo.
Over there.
Just hang on, Tim, just hang on.
Well, I've done this bit, so I'm all right here. So all the rest 5 hours.
Look, this is beautiful Bascot.
It was busy. Oh, look, Johnny! Oh, boy. Here's the place to have coffee.
We ought to get a grip of this group photograph. We're getting desperate there.
Yes.
Oh, but we're missing 3 this morning. You can't.
Oh, yeah, we're missing 3, so we've had it again. Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Got him! Well, here we are. We've driven right around the rocks to here, and we're looking across at Piana, where we walked this morning. If we go to the left here, we can see our hotel.
I think we will not make it for 11.
No, we won't. And I'm not. Oh. No, we just cut lunch down a bit. That's all.
That is
Look at Ellen, he's
the road.
Look at Gillian, she's going right out on the edge.
That was a little...
I like it when they go right out on the edge like that.
It's a road up there.
And
It's all right.
Where do you want me to see that? Oh, look, he's still going down.
Oh, we all made it to the top.
Smile, Alan.
Recovery.
This is going back up the hill.
Lorsque celle-ci se refroidit dans des conditions bien particulières. Ce qui est extrêmement rare car il n'y aurait que 2 endroits au monde, ici à Scandre et sur un autre volcan scientifique et leur procédé, le carbone 14, les trottoirs larges d'1 mètre auraient tout de même 1000 années d'existence. Qu'on appelle ici escale du paradis, ce qui veut dire les marches du paradis. Ici est extrait l'enfer, de rhyolite rouge qui nous surplombe et qui se termine dans un petit peu plus de 20 mètres de fond à l'intérieur.
One side, the other side. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you doing it down here?
Hang on.
You're way down then.
Come over here.
No.
Yeah, come over here. Quick.
No, it won't come out. Too far. I got those fellows over there.
Les efficaces.
Some great formations around this neck of the woods.
Est-ce que ça va accueillir les scientifiques qui viennent du monde entier travailler tout au long de l'année dans cette sous-marine, certaines étant endémiques à la région de Scandre, qu'il y a un petit peu plus de 6.
Not quite sure what it is, but it's quite a fort. Yeah, we're coming into this little entrance into this porta. And where we've been out in the boat is a heritage park. It's remarkable for the colour of the rocks and the hills and mountains, and it was worth the experience. We're going up this windy, narrow road, which is quite amazing, and our hotel will shortly come up, I hope.
We're going away.
This is looking down at the sea. This is how high we are. Down here, straight down.
You take it. Already, look at him. Yeah, he's got a good place to back into. He's got a bit of sense.
Well, no, he's going to ruin us getting around the
Yeah. The one that goat track went down to.
I just thought I'll have to participate.
Oh, I got the crab. One. Wait. Right, is anybody still in the toilet?
Yeah, toilets. Cheese.
Not 35 pounds. Sky-Turbo's left arm.
Hey, can you two pick up a camera? I want to take a photograph of you camera photoing the other people. Go on.
No, that's right.
Very foggy.
Later on with the French, Corsica
where
became
Christopher
French.
Columbus
The French decided
may
to settle in the
have
lower
been
part
living
of
or
the city,
born
so they abandoned the Genoese, the medieval city, and they built.
A lovely statue here as we come into Calvi. We've just seen the plane with Peter and June going off, unfortunately back to New Zealand. This is the walls of this city as we approach it, on the upper part of the city itself. The group ready for explore of the place. Guess who? There he is. The entrance to the city. Ancient cobblestone type thing. In these old cities, this is what you find a lot of. Nice flowers on the way up. Top of this fort, looking down onto the city. The church of St. John the Baptist.
Communication. It's all forcible. They didn't like the...
See how this thing has been built on a pile of bricks and rocks. And going into the cathedral inside the church. Just painted white. This cross, this is the Virgin Mary which they carry in procession on Good Friday. Another shot from the top of the city. You hear the bells for 12 o'clock. Well, this is a view from the ramparts of this old town, looking down onto the new town. we are looking at the old part. Some of it looks like it's been derelict, maybe being restored later. There's a lighthouse right across there. Just a sec. Yeah, just.
In this place is born in 1436 Christophe Colomb, or Cristofano Colombo, immortalised by the discovery of the New World then, which made Calvi part of the Genoese nation, died at Valladolid in Spain on the 20th of May 1506. Is that alright?
So you're seeming to run up.
Well, while we were up in the top of the city, this ferry boat just came in. A lot of cars going to go on board, and I'm sure it's the one we saw over the other day. It's either a guardhouse or maybe a loo. Interesting. On the air. Streets of Calvary. That's the ferry boat out there, and we're down here on the waterfront. Going to have a panini, a beer, or Coke. Very colourful down here. I'd imagine in the summertime this would be really busy. Oh, the ferry boat just started to pull out. He's just going sideways at the moment. Those are bow thrusters. It's pushing the bow back into the port.
Tu me demandes en mariage.
It came up the square. There it was, the time and all from the church. Inside this church at the top of the hill. Christopher Colomb. There's a story attached to this which doesn't really ring true, that they thought he may have lived here, he may have lived in Genoa. There's all sorts of things, so but people have adopted the name around here anyway. You'll have to stop the video and read this. This is a very rare tree. This is the branch is being cut, and you can see the shape of it, and that's why it's called the elephant's foot apparently. You know, we'll now film the trees themselves. So these are the elephant's foot trees, and you can see the, I suppose the elephant's foot really, it was, my previous shot was nothing to do with elephants, just a branch. So you can see why it's an elephant's foot. They are rare items. They're really odd trees, and there's a lot of them around here. This is another view from the top of the town before we leave the city.
Feels quite comfortable, really.
We've arrived in Bastia, that is the marina down there, and it's a very old city, and it's very hilly, but we're right down at the sea. Maybe we'll see it a bit more later. This is part of the city. I'm not sure how much we can photograph, but it's very old. It looks a little bit tatty from where we are down here.
Check with France under the reign of Louis XVI. And enjoying.
We're going in the tunnel over there. That's where we came from.
Sea views. Quite the view.
And guess who's the one there?
What's warmer?
In France, as it is, and we're down at the port of Bastia, and these are the ferry boats, one of which we no doubt will have to take us across. And this is the main square down on the waterfront. Unfortunately, yesterday was Sunday, and so the market place that usually takes place on Saturday, of course, we missed it. But this gives you an idea of the size of the square and the size of the houses. I mean, everybody lives in the city, and these huge houses are everywhere. This is Napoleon.
Tony, it is Napoleon.
Okay, he's dressed up in clothes and things, but we're used to seeing Napoleon with his hand on his chest and in his uniform, but this is the way they've represented him. We saw him in another city as well. Lovely palms around. Bastia is really named after Bastille, a bastion of things, and the port is extremely important to Corsica because it's now become a very rich city, and it's now striving to reconstruct itself. And that's why there's so many boats come here to go all over Europe and to Italy, etc. So here we are walking through the city. Here we are walking into another square, and I think that is the church of John the Baptist. Thanks, Tony. It's fairly early in the morning, so it's not very busy at the moment. Last night, as we were walking along to have a meal, we came across something a little bit more personal. Bar Bernard. Although some of the buildings may look dilapidated, which has happened as a result of neglect since the Second World War, because the city is now really booming and coming alive, there's a lot of restoration going on to restore the place to its former beauty, and I'm sure that in years to come this is going to be really a very nice place once it's all redecorated. Behind the church of John the Baptist, as we wend our way through the back, and we come to a little opening which brings us into the marina section. We scan around the marina park down by the sea. Take some shots of some of these buildings just to show the state they're in. But it all adds to the character of the place.
This is St. John the Baptist right in the back. So this is if you have a picture of something of Bastia in Minnesota, this would be the one the most represented one and the most representative of the place, because it really gives you the idea of we are more than the square where we started, because that one is more French style. A square which is 300 meters long, 100 meters wide. This is typical of an aspect of Genoa and the Genoese. I'll tell you something, if you ever happen to go to Genoa in the next future, you have to understand something about the Genoese. And I give you an example of what the Genoese are like. Kings usually basically have this red, you know, the red coat, and this spar.
Just walking up to the old part of the city, you can see how dilapidated and ruined or deteriorated it has become. And hopefully in the future it'll be a lot better. She doesn't know that we're looking at her washing out the washing, do we? Well, some are doing all her things. Look at the building. This is one of the gates in the city, was made by Louis XVI a long time ago. So it's newer. We're up here at the Villa de Bastia, the old part of the fort. Here we've just come through the gate into the Bastille, or Bastia, whatever you like to call it. This is the original. Walking down a side street, and it looks like a church of Saint Marie. Looks like there's going to be a procession out of this church today. Up on the top of the Bastia itself, looking out towards the port. Maybe one of those is ours later on. This round tower actually was the original Bastia, and the rest has all been added on since. Another interesting shot. See the sewage pipes coming all the way down the wall. Imagine if you're living at the top and the bottom one blocks.
That's interesting about the paintings.
And there's some more over here. Look. And they seem to hide them, but they don't bother to plaster them up again. It's an interesting shot because these people have obviously built a toilet on the outside of the veranda, and then the sewage pipe goes down below. This is the church of John the Baptist. Another street looking to the sea with all the washing. the way people have to get their boating dry. And this boat has just arrived, making 5 boats in port. It's only a small port, but maybe he's going to reverse in.
I have to waste another photo.
This boat is squeezing itself in this narrow channel. I mean, they're huge boats to come into the port itself. Now here's coming in out the other side. Here's that boat coming in behind this one, and here's this big boat coming alongside here right now between these ones over here. Well, we're on this boat that we filmed coming in, and this is the lounge bar up at the top. We've got as high as we think we can go, and we're at the bow end, of course, and with these windows all down there. That's a pretty nice boat. Think about 2001, rather than our Cook Strait ferries in Auckland or New Zealand at least. It's raining. Just thought we'd photograph some of our food having a rest. Angel at sleep, another sleeping angel. It says it all, doesn't it? This is the port, and our boat is turning around to go to reverse in. Quite sure where he's going, must be somewhere in there. So we're going in backwards here, that's one side, the other side down there. Not so close he is to the... That's where we're going into. It's a very big port, Livorno, obviously in a very big town, very important town because it's because of the port and all the equally. And there are ships down here unloading all sorts of things. There's hoppers down there being loaded straight from the ship over that truck. Some boat with a large open hull. This is the entrance to the walled town, so it'll be a very interesting place to explore. Well, it's been raining in Lucca in the walled town, and we were going out to the Sanctuary, but it looks like that might be off. So we've come to a home which is open for visitors. We're walking in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, it's happy to be king.
Not the Italian style, let's say, a little bit spread all over the... So, the system was this, the musician used to stand here, and the music, the sound, to give the sound back to the people who were set around here. So basically the musician would play.
This is the back of this villa, and it dates back to 1650, and it's in beautiful condition, and that garden that I just filmed before is used every summer for concerts. I think about 400 people come in. We've come into a lemon tree house, believe it or not, and I explained that this building was built in about the 1800s because you cannot grow lemons and oranges here because of the climate, and so they've used to put the lemon trees, and they still do, into big ceramic containers, and they would have them outside in the appropriate temperatures, and in the winter time bring them into here where they were watered and looked after, and so they could have their fruit, so that they could then have the fruit for the eating of in the town, because this particular family also had property in Lucca itself.
Sometimes what they do is very, very interesting, and many people do this.
And that is Bernardini himself, a young man, and his mother was here, and he has just taken us around a very, very interesting tour. This is the back of the property.
Yes, I've done it.
It's a lovely property, beautiful trees.
Oh, did you? Oh, well, you can go.
And this is the group happily trudging our way back in very light rain at the moment, and I think so everybody has thoroughly enjoyed a wonderful tour.
Hi there. These little things you've noticed, don't they?
Glass house over there. Those are the big pots they used the lemons in. In fact, here's one example here. Now, you imagine they lift that up and put it into the lemon tree house where it would be okay over the winter period. Well, we've come out of Lucca and we've been way up into the hills somewhere for a wine tasting adventure, which should be good. Unfortunately, it stopped raining. Well, it's only a little bit, and we'll see what happens. This is where we're going to have a wine tasting, and it's all set up for us, and there's a bottling plant and everything in here. This is the name of the vineyard we've come to, and this is their own wine. The wine casks, obviously, that's to hold all the wine. There's some typical oak casks. Group of ours